Good to see you on Top of the Week, viewers. Now it's finally out. What we were all waiting for and more will come. The first secret police note on the murder, and I must emphasize, the murder of Sunanda Pushkar. And this is one of the fitting replies to all those people who accused Republic TV of running a media trial. This secret note proves that the Delhi police knew that Sunanda Pushkar was murdered, and yet, for 1 year after she died, not till there was tremendous media pressure, did they even care to file a murder case. The note further proves, and this is the shocking part, that Sunanda Pushkar was thrashed and beaten before she died. And it mentions scuffle marks that she suffered. Marks on her body that did not exist even 2 days earlier, 3 days earlier during a medical check, after what the police reports was a scuffle with Shashi Tharoor. The note mentions that Shashi Tharoor's right-hand man had initially verified that Sunanda Pushkar had been hit in the course of a domestic fight. And while the report says that these injuries did not specifically lead to her death, it raised a question mark about an injection mark on her body. Remember, viewers, everything we reported, down to the T. And everything that the pro-Tharoor lobby, including Tharoor himself, questioned and attacked us for, one by one, viewers, is being proven correct. Everything, including the exact dates when her mobile and laptop were retrieved, which we told you about, are being proven correct. Now, what does this prove? It proves that the Republic TV investigation is on the right track, the 100% and precise right track, and I wonder why. When that is the case, and I'm sure Tharoor knows, at least tonight Tharoor knows, that this is the case, that what Republic TV is reporting is correct. Don't you know that, Tharoor? Ask yourself, Tharoor, don't you know that? That why, when we are on the right track, I wonder why Mr. Tharoor has tried to block Republic TV. That he has even tried to go to court to stop us from uncovering the truth, which we are grateful we are being allowed to do by the courts. And why he has tried, Tharoor has tried to ensure that what we are broadcasting today, which is the pursuit of the truth, remains hidden. I really wonder why. I've sent a letter to Mr. Tharoor today. I will await a proper reply. In the letter I have said, I want to interview you. Viewers, this is my letter. I want to interview Shashi Tharoor. That's debate number 1 tonight. And debate number 2 will come up after that. Who brutally thrashed Sunanda Pushkar? The nation wants to know. And debate number 2 tonight. The anti-national Hurriyat, an expose, a revelation, and a big debate at 10 p.m. And here are the headlines this Monday evening on the debate tonight. Sensational Sunanda murder note is out. The report goes public for the first time on Republic TV. From no marks on her body to 15 injury marks, the nation wants to know who brutally thrashed Sunanda Pushkar. Republic TV's expose, 100% match with the secret report, the biggest win for Republic TV in an unending and unstoppable 10-month investigation. Republic TV has written formally to Shashi Tharoor on the sensational secret note. No response from Sunanda's husband yet. Hurriyat leader and ISIS terrorist in the same frame. Terrorist's father exposes anti-national Gilani. And 49 people dead in the US-Bangla plane crash in Kathmandu. We have a ground report for you. Ladies and gentlemen, in May 2017, just 2 days after the launch of Republic TV, we broke open India's most sensational murder mystery. And this murder mystery is going to go down in history. Since then, with one expose after the other, Despite a bunch of people trying to stop us from reporting, some in court and some outside, we told you about a botch-up at every level of the Sunanda Pushkar murder case. Tonight, a relentless reportage led by Prema Sridevi has been vindicated. The first secret police report, and it clearly proves that Sunanda Pushkar was brutally thrashed and beaten before her murder. After this secret report came out, I have sent a formal letter to Mr. Shashi Tharoor. My legitimate right as a journalist, I am asking Shashi Tharoor for a formal interview. I have listed out some of the issues, and there will be many more that will emerge, Mr. Tharoor, because now the questions are louder than ever before. Let's debate. Exposed the botch-up in the police investigation and have brought before you tapes and testimonies never heard before.
File noting on 30th November 2016, saying that vigilance to conduct an inquiry into shortcomings in the investigation.
We will find out in which circumstances, in whose presence your wife was killed. The Delhi High Court has said what we at Republic have been saying since the very beginning, that Sunanda did not die a natural death. Did Deka mention Shashi Tharoor?
Yes.
Since the launch of Republic TV, if there's one story we've followed relentlessly, it's the Sunanda Pushkar murder case. From the murder tapes to tracking down the mystery men.
Sunanda Pushkar? Hi Sunanda, this is Prema Sridevi. Abhi?
And exposing the admission of lapses by the Delhi police.
Republic TV has accessed these exclusive documents, file notings from the Delhi police, which talks about how the Sunanda Pushkar case was botched up and how this botch-up has impacted the investigation.
And now, 308 days after we first broke the story, the original Sunanda murder report is out in the public domain. And there's a 100% match with our investigative reports.
Here is the smoking gun, the DNA documents on the scuffle between the couple, signed by B.S. Jaiswal, the DCP South District. These documents completely vindicate what Republic TV has been saying right from day one, that Sunanda Pushkar was brutally murdered.
So who brutally thrashed Sunanda Pushkar before her death? As per the original Delhi police report, Tharoor's right-hand man, Narayan, said in his statement there was a scuffle between Tharoor and his wife.
Who beat up Sunanda? What is very clear is that somebody was thrashing and beating up Sunanda. Is this not an important case matter for you? She was beaten up before she was killed.
That is why the investigation is taking
what
place.
Happened?
And here are 6 secret testimonies from medical professionals, including doctors who examined her just 4 days before her death.
Dr. Suresh Chandran CJ, Dr. KG Matthew, Dr. Madhu Shashidharan, Dr. Rajalakshmi A, Dr. Rajesh, and Shiny Thomas. These are the doctors and nurses who had treated upon Sunanda Pushkar just 3 days before her death. And all these doctors say that Sunanda Pushkar was medically fit. Then what explains the abrasions and the contusions and the teeth bite mark and the injection mark which was found on Sunanda Pushkar's body?
As per doctors in Thiruvananthapuram, she was fine. So what happened in the 4 days before her death that led to such injury marks on her body?
While the Delhi police has been continuously dodging her questions, Dr. Shashi Tharoor has also not been answering any of her queries. We here at Republic TV decided to give yet another opportunity to Dr. Shashi Tharoor to answer her queries, and Republic TV's editor-in-chief Arnab Goswami and I sent this questionnaire to Dr. Shashi Tharoor. Our intention is plain and simple: to seek justice for Sunanda and to bring the perpetrators of this horrible crime to justice. With video journalist Parvez, this is Prema Sridevi for Republic TV.
So here's that report, viewers. Here's that report. Here's that report. And I'm telling you, the truth is not going to go away in this case. They're going to try and block us, Prema. They take us to court. Some people try and block us outside, some in court, some in person. But the truth is not going to go away. The truth is going to come out. There will be justice for Sunanda Pushkar. And my first question today is to Rahul Ishwar, a perennial Shashi Tharoor supporter. No problems. Please support whoever you want. It's a democracy. My question is, this report says, because you also said that you were close to Sunanda Pushkar and you were very fond of her and you regarded her highly. I want to tell you what it says. It says, and I quote, and I'm not saying this, secret viewers it mentions. It is pertinent to mention. Please hear me clearly. Deepika Narayan, Bhardwaj, Rahul Ishwar, Sundar Balakrishnan, C. Rajashekaran, Shazia Ilmi, Ishkaran Bhandari, Vikram Singh and Nalin Kohli, please hear me clearly, this is very critical. It is pertinent to mention that the body of Mrs. Sunanda Pushkar Tharoor had scuffle marks. And then goes on to say, these, that is the scuffle marks, seem to have been caused due to scuffle between Miss Sunanda Pushkar Tharoor and her husband, Shri Shashi Tharoor, as per the statement of their personal attendant, Shri Narayan Singh. And this is being examined further. Significant point. I mention here, and in case Ishkaran someone says that the scuffle marks could have existed earlier, this Narayan could have been wrong. She could have been injured a month back. Let me tell you one second. Corroborative evidence, Prema. You can bring out this part. Among the statements which Prema has broken, and I must commend her for her sensational work in the middle of such determined retaliation by some people, including Mr. Tharoor himself. We have a statement of Shiny Thomas, staff nurse grade 2. And this is written to the investigating officer in December 2014. I'm holding it up here. And Prema, could you please read that, what is written in Shiny Thomas's testimony? And then we will put the 2 and 2 together. Could you read what it says? Could you, Ishkaran, please just pay attention to this part, Ishkaran.
Well, Arnab, the testimony of Shiny Thomas, who was a nurse who treated Sunanda Pushkar, very clearly speaks about, I'm just reading it out, Arnab. It says, at the time of discharge of the patient, Mrs. Sunanda Pushkar, I have removed the cannula and there was no marks or discolorations noted by me.
Yes.
So Shiny Thomas says that on the 13th of January, when Sunanda Pushkar was discharged, there were no discolorations or no other marks found on her body.
Right.
The question is, Arnab, then what
and
explains
can I run
those
the pictures?
15 anti-mortem injuries on Sunanda's body,
can I therefore
including
then
the
run the
teeth bite
pictures,
mark and
Prema?
the injection mark?
We run the pictures on the screen. You know, we've been very careful in representing pictures, not to cause disrespect to Sunanda, but look at those pictures out there. Look at the way she was beaten. Please look at your screens, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the way she was beaten. All over there are marks on her body. 15 marks, Ishkaran. Shazia, this is a brutal thrashing. This is a brutal thrashing. Now, what we know is that the medical practitioners say she was fine on the 12th. So whatever happened, Shazia, I'm just taking 1 minute. Whatever happened between 14th, 15th, 16th. Whatever happened between, no, 1 sec, I'm opening up the debate. Happened in the 2-3 days before she was killed. Am I wrong? Rajshekaran, am I wrong? Should I open this up for debate?
What?
Should we bury this fact?
No, see.
Should we bury this fact?
There are two things we should remember. There are two things we should remember.
First of all, Rahul Ishwar.
Remember, they may have. There are two things. Arnabji, there are two things we should remember. It is not about supporting anyone. It is only being just and being patient enough to know the truth. I respect Arnab Goswami's and Prema Sri Devi's pursuit for truth. We all want to know the truth. But as we all know, Sunanda Madam and Tharoor sir had maybe some family issues between them.
Family issue?
I wouldn't like to get into it. But those causes leading to death
Rahul, I disagree with you. It is not about patience.
They had their own personal
It's
issues.
about being impatient to know the truth.
We should be.
No,
I'm sorry, Rahul. You don't have to be patient to watch a cover-up happen. You have to be
wrong
impatient.
Conclusion shouldn't be
you
there.
shouldn't wait for a minute.
We shouldn't be impatient
sure
to create wrong conclusions.
Is done to the memory of somebody who was killed.
I partially agree with Shafia ji. I am patient to know the truth.
This is murder most foul. This is murder most foul. It is premeditated. Somebody planned it. from the entire entry to the hotel, to the erasal of footage,
Yes.
to procurement of poison, to administration of poison, to covering up
Delhi
of the
police is
scuffle
right
mark,
now
to
not
the
under his party.
scuffle and
Delhi
bashing
police
of the
is right
police
now reporting
that
to a different
preceded-
party
that
altogether.
preceded
My
Goswami
point
case.
is-
Let them
One
come
minute,
out with
Rahul,
solid
30 seconds.
conclusions.
My point is that she was first we establish
Rahul,
here, and Prema wants to come in, and Nalin Kohli, you are listening to this debate today. I am only, and I am addressing this today because can I say one thing? Can I say one thing, Vikramji, before you come in? Why I am placing this before the people of India today is because, viewers, I'm telling you, there are attempts to stop us. No. I'll tell you frankly. There are attempts by people to stop Prema and me from reporting this story. And there are attempts at intimidation, legal and otherwise.
Shame.
And I know there are big players behind it. And I swear we will not be wavered. I swear upon every trust that the viewer puts in us, we will not waver. We will not waver. Rajshekaran, we will not waver this time. The truth will come out. It is beginning to come out. You know that.
You are unstoppable,
No,
Arnab.
see, you have all
Unstoppable.
the right to report, but please report the truth, not something which somebody likes and somebody don't
What
like.
truth?
Please
Ishkaran
report the
Bhandari.
truth. The
Ishkaran,
viewers
what
want
is-
to know what really happened.
what is a lie about what
New
I've
story,
reported?
New
Arnab,
theory
one
to the
thing
whole
is,
old
let
case.
us
See,
keep
Delhi police
certain
was
facts
aware
in
of all
mind.
these facts.
What this
You are
secret
giving a new
report
twist to
shows
the old story.
is what has been known. Arnab, this secret report shows for certain facts that SDM initially thought, because the murder happened in 7 years, and after seeing it, he felt initially a murder investigation should be done. A DCP also came to that similar conclusion. This secret note might be secret to world at larger public, and it has been accessed by you. But the police department knew about it. Why
was
after
it
this
covered,
secret note
Ishkaran?
did they not register an FIR
then why was
immediately
it covered?
and wait for 1 year?
No, why was it
Why
covered?
did they wait for 1 year?
Why was it covered?
That's the point.
Note. It is the
Because
document
if this was,
with
that
the police
exactly goes to show,
department.
that
It may be
exactly
secret
goes to show
someone.
that it was
The police
covered
are
at the
aware of the
highest
document,
levels,
whichever
and that
you are
needs to be
referring to.
exposed.
No.
That which people
Please
at the
don't
highest
harp
level
on a
covered
document.
this.
I want to
Otherwise,
know.
after the-
No, my first question is,
Also,
my
one
first
question lies in.
my first question which emerges today
One question
as a
lies in.
result of this Ishkaran is, where is Mr. Narayan Singh? You see, if you remember the series of stories that Prema did earlier, Nalin,
Exactly.
we proved that Narayan Singh had probably given a false testimony or been made to give a false testimony before the Delhi police.
Yes.
Narayan Singh's name comes up as the person who spoke in his statement about scuffle marks on Sunanda as a result of a domestic situation with Shashi Tharoor, and he names Shashi Tharoor. I'm not blaming anyone. I'm not saying who killed whom. I'm not even saying, I'm not saying that the scuffle marks led to her death. I'm not saying that. I've faithfully reported the facts. But I'm asking whether the Delhi police investigated
But
this angle
scuffle
further.
marks 2 days before the death.
And why would they not?
Exactly.
And is Narayan hiding or he is being put in hiding?
2 days before an unnatural death.
And Mr. Kohli,
Arnab, it is not a scuffle mark which did not lead to anything more.
no, I understand, but
It
you
is
know,
scuffle marks 2 days before an unnatural death.
Yeah, but there
which
was a
casts a different light onto the entire
But there
case
was a government
altogether.
in power.
I'm not saying who murdered
Arnab?
who, but scuffle marks
Arnab?
2 days.
yeah, yes.
2 days before injury.
Prema.
Mr.
Goswami, I have a few
That
points.
Yeah, one sec, Prema.
Admissible piece of evidence.
Arnab, you just said that the injury marks on a body could have appeared between 14th and 17th, but I would tell you, Arnab, the injury marks, these marks were not there on her body when I met her the previous day. That is on the 16th, on 17th she was found dead. On the 16th I had met her inside her room, and I was there for a good 20 minutes inside her room. Dr. Shashi Tharoor was also there in the room, and there were no marks on her body, Arnab.
1 minute, this is
Those
important.
marks on her face, on her neck, on her wrist, on her hands, on her leg.
No, Prema.
Because she
Prema,
was wearing the same clothes the
Prema,
previous
I want
day,
you. I
and
want
I
you.
met her. There
No.
were no marks on her body,
one second,
which
this is
means this
very-
also corroborates with what Jaiswal has said.
Yes, this is very important. So Prema, I just want you to tell you that you are willing to go, and she's willing to share this exact testimony with the Delhi police. So we are doing our jobs honestly. Someone's pushing back. So Prema, when did you meet her on the 16th? So she died in the around noon, it is expected, on 17th. This is what has been estimated. When did you meet her? When did you meet her?
I met her a day before, Arnab.
What time?
I went to the Leela Hotel and she had called me on the 16th at around, at noon I met her inside her room and the room number was 307, not 345.
So,
and I met her, she was
what
wearing
this
the
means,
same clothes which she had worn on the 17th.
So what this means, Nalin, is that whatever the scuffle marks are, and it's been generally spoken about, that she may have injured herself in a scuffle, perhaps even to defend herself. It is entirely possible. But in this case, the domestic help says that the scuffle happened during a scuffle between Shashi Tharoor and Sunanda Pushkar. So he says this much and then suddenly this man goes missing. We don't know where Narayan is. He was earlier in employment of Shashi Tharoor. I don't know where he is. Shashi Tharoor should tell us. Is Narayan in his employment? These are very legitimate questions. Nalin Kohli, this is becoming more and more complicated. And it is also a question, I mean, your government says we are for women's rights. Here is a woman, the wife of a minister, murdered in a 5-star hotel. Your government says it's for women's rights. If this can happen to a high-profile woman married to a minister, then what protection does your government offer? It's a very serious question. Nalin Kohli.
Well, I made it clear also, but I must tell you that I'm sitting here more with my legal hat, but since you've asked a question directly in terms of the government, I'll answer that too. But before I come to that, I'd like to just, Mr. Goswami, point a few things. This case, and your channel has been chasing it relentlessly, is raising question after question repeatedly. Whether it's with regard to the forensic, whether it's regard to now this report, whether it's with regard to Pema's own investigation or interactions, whatever. And I think in the interest of the entire case, there has to be a version and a truth that must come. And perhaps Dr. Tharoor needs to come out. Even if there is a legitimate reason to explain any of the inadequacies that are coming out, they need to be out because there has to be joining of the investigation. The end of it is, it's 3 years, the story is still not complete. The courts are involved in this. The courts have been also pointing out.
No, there is an attempt to close. There is an attempt to close. But Nalin.
So I don't think the government.
But Nalin, this is not a question of government. The only person who has infinite faith in the Delhi police, which is obviously messed up and concealed the evidence, allowed the evidence to be destroyed, allowed the case to go to hell. The only person happy with the state of affairs of the Delhi police, which has shredded this case to bits, is Shashi Tharoor. That is the most remarkable thing. The most unhappy person should be the deceased husband.
Final comment on this.
The most unhappy person should be the husband of the deceased.
That this one.
But in this case, the most satisfied person is the husband of the deceased.
The husband of the deceased, and he has perhaps the greatest stake in the complete truth coming out. He has to have that greatest stake. It's a high-profile case. It's a case where there are more questions. And the easiest thing is for him to really come out and speak his version. Because, you know, every time there is an avoidance of that, it raises more questions.
No, it does not.
Assuming at one level, if he is completely innocent, he has a version, he must share
I am not.
And if there is the counter version,
this case is not about Shashi Tharoor. This case is about justice for Sunanda Pushkar. And Deepika.
No, this case is about. No, it's about also. It's only about Sunanda Pushkar who lost a life.
Absolutely, it is.
This is not about A, B, or C. This is an investigation that has to come out because there's a person who's died, and every time something new comes up, either in form of a media story or in an investigative angle or through the court. So more. So therefore,
where is the club today, Deepika? Deepika, you remember when we started putting out information of the Sunanda murder case. Since the day we initiated our quest to expose what really happened to Sunanda, and since the day we demanded accountability, one constant attack that has been built up is that this is a media trial. And today, when I have everything, and you have been at the forefront of saying media trial, you personally, Deepika, I have signed documents, I have papers. Where is the media trial club today? I will not digest the version given to me. I will not digest the version given to me in these cases where the people have a right to know. Now let me tell you, Deepika, you must today, for example, apologize for this media trial allegation because we produced a Delhi police shortcoming note on 13th May 2017, 303 days ago. We asked why a laptop that was seized 8 days after Sunanda was found dead. Her mobile phones were seized 1 week after she died. The first thing that you do when someone dies, and in this case, you know this, Rahul Ishwar, I know you are thinking, the whole controversy was about Twitter messages, social media messages. You remember that? You remember that? So the first bit of evidence you would look for is get Sunanda's phone and laptop. Any sensible, half-sensible policeman would do that. In this case, nobody took the laptop, nobody took the mobile phone, so all the data could have been deleted, the evidence could have been destroyed. I want to know today, why does the Media Trial Club not say why was the evidence being purposefully destroyed in this case? Deepika.
Nobody doubted at that point of time, Arnab.
Where is the Media Trial Club?
Earlier, the fundamental premise of criminal justice system was innocent until proved guilty. But you for sure, in several cases, through your media trial, have proven people guilty until
specifically on this case. I have with me a document. I'm not here about any individuals being one second, Deepika, I'll tell you. Let Shazia come in on this. I'll tell you. No, I'll tell you where you got it wrong.
You to apologize for all those cases in which you proved people guilty on
I am following the truth, which is my job. Shazia, one second. Nalin wants to counter. Nalin.
Now, okay.
Nalin wants to counter. Nalin wants to counter. First hear Nalin. Okay, let's hear Nalin and you come back to you.
When we are talking about law, and the fundamental is the person, of course a person is innocent until, may I ma'am, with your permission, ma'am, may I with your permission?
Sure, sir.
Just to say that yes, of course, anyone is innocent unless proven guilty, but fundamentally there is a death here. If there is a death, whether suicide or a murder, that the getting to the truth is the critical point. That is the fundamental point that can't be put aside. Leave aside allegations or anything. A lady died. There are questions and questions and questions coming on it.
Well said.
That is the fundamental thing. And the criminal justice system is meant to go to the bottom of that.
Absolutely, sir. And in the criminal justice system, the Supreme Court of India has also expressed serious consequences of a media trial, and if I could quote the judgment,
you are
it is R.K. Anand versus Delhi High Court.
No, I'll tell you now. I'll tell you one. Just one minute. Deepika, Shazia is on the debate. Shazia is on the debate. 1 second. Shazia is on the debate. Shazia is on the debate. I'll come up with my point after that. Shazia.
Go down to the truth of the matter.
It is so unfortunate.
Shashi Tharoor also.
Deepika, it is so unfortunate. Deepika, just a minute. It is so unfortunate that you are talking about a media trial instead of seeking justice for a woman who was murdered in the most foul way. There was foul cover-up that happened after that.
Shazia,
not just that, are you not curious? Nobody is casting aspersions on any individual, Deepika. Deepika, nobody is casting aspersions on anybody. It is in the interest of Mr. Tharoor to come clean on this. The odds do not match up.
Swami as well. Because a woman of such a high profile dies in absolutely mysterious circumstances, then like I said, if this would have been a normal
I'm glad you say. No, Deepika, 1 second. Deepika, I ask you a counter here. I must say this. I caveat this by saying Ishkaran is on the debate. One second. Point here is, I want to get Sundar and Vikram also on the debate, and feel free to come in. Feel free to come in, Vikram and Sundar. No, feel free to come in. Feel free to come in. Yes, Rajshekaran. Go on.
Arnab, if I may.
Rajshekaran and Vikram Singh.
See, first you must understand, you are conveniently forgetting the fact that the Delhi police is under the central government, which has been ruling the country for past 4 years.
Would incorporate
and how can you
all the
question the wisdom
movements
of Delhi police, which has investigated this case? And
in these investigations,
I really don't understand
if
how
Dr.
Nalin
Gupta, the forensic expert, was approached upon, why was the case not registered against him?
Under the Home Minister.
Sundar.
Whoever approached Dr. Gupta to manipulate the reports.
I will
come to that.
Sundar, one minute. Sundar, let's be very reasonable. Sundar, let's be very reasonable. No, 1 second.
If you remember, he had come out openly and said he was under pressure from a high-profile union minister. If you remember, he had made a statement. And who was the commissioner at that time? Mr. Bassi was the commissioner at that time from 2010 to 2016.
Yes.
Now you tell me the same Basi was promoted to take charge of UPSC. Now you tell me, in spite of all this information, why was the case not taken forward?
So you,
and if you see,
no, I don't care. I don't care. Sundar, this is not a BJP Congress debate. Sundar, this is not a BJP Congress debate. I am clear about it. I'll let Nalin answer that question.
I'm not saying BJP Congress.
No. My point is I don't care.
I'm saying
I don't care.
It is a botch-up of a high-profile case.
Or Nalin.
Where it is a fit case of police and politicians getting involved.
What was the information? No, I want to come in. Can I come in, please,
This
sir?
is what I'm saying.
Okay, Sundar.
Sir, what was the information that Sunanda Pushkar was about to reveal? We all remember the last words to media that Sunanda Pushkar uttered.
Yeah, there was a press conference he was to have at 3 p.m. There was a press conference he was to have at around 3 p.m.
Yes, exactly.
And you should also remember that press conference at 3 p.m.
No, sir, we know all that. You're repeating yourself.
And you should also not forget the Twitter fight and the Twitter of that Pakistani journalist, which was there, which was on 14th of January. And that is from there everything began. Yes.
Imagine.
Meher, it is Meher I'm talking of.
It was pre-planned.
No.
And Sudhir Gupta had openly saying that
Rahul Ishwar. One minute. Rahul, listen.
Please remember, Sunanda madam was not keeping well. We all personally knew it.
No. You are not going to pass that rubbish. Prema has the documents. Do not do that. This is a constant lie which has been spread. Ishkaran is on the debate. This whole thing, Sunanda Pushkar was not dead and died a natural death, is a lie. And I'll tell you, I want to know whether it is true or not, Prema. I want to know whether it is true or not. Rahul Ishwar, 1 minute. I want to say something. And I sent a letter today to Shashi Tharoor, and I said in the letter that Mr. Tharoor, I wrote to Mr. Tharoor the following, and I'm putting my letter up as an open letter. It is there on Republic World. And I wrote that Mr. Tharoor, we are also following several angles in the Sunanda Pushkar death. We would like to use this opportunity to interview you and seek your response on critical matters, including the testimony of Narayan Singh to the Delhi police and contradictions that emerged thereof, and your alleged communication with Rajan Rao following the death of Sunanda Pushkar. Now, Rajan Rao is a Delhi-based operator. We ran his pictures out there. And Shashi Tharoor had been in email communication with Rajan Rao about providing a certain version that the circumstances leading to the death were somehow natural, that they were not suspicious circumstances. We put that out. I would want to read out the emails. I would like to read out Shashi Tharoor's emails which he received and he sent directly to him so he can answer whether they are right or wrong. But before that, to this rubbish theory that she was not well, Prema.
Arnabji, just one line.
No. Shashi, no.
Arnab,
Rahul Ishwar will confront you right now. Don't spread lies. Don't spread lies. I have these many documents with me.
Not using the word murder. And you used a very responsible word.
Don't spread lies.
I appreciate you being moderate.
No, you will not spread lies.
On what basis have you been saying that Sunanda was unwell? Because we have got a series of medical reports, not only the KIMS report that media has been reporting right from day one. We have got a series of reports, not only the KIMS report, but we have got her medical history right from 2010, Rahul. Right from, please listen to me. Let me complete, Rahul. We've got a series of medical reports of Sunanda Pushkar right from 2010. She died in 2014. This is the KIMS report which says that she was healthy. This is the report from Dr. Lalpat Labs in 2012, which says that she was healthy. This is another report from Dr. Dang's lab, which again says that she was healthy. This is another report from Medanta Medicity. This is again 2010
apologize,
and 2011.
Rahul,
and
apologize.
This report also says that she was
apologize,
healthy.
Rahul.
Right from 2010 to 2014, every subsequent reports on Sunanda. We've got access to all these documents, and this only says that she's medically fit.
Just one line. Had she been perfectly healthy?
Show me one report.
Instead of investigating that,
show me one one report. Now, Rahul,
Arnab,
you
let me
show
speak
me
for a
one
second here.
report.
Arnab, if I could speak.
No, you show me. No, you show me. You show me. I have. No, you show me one report. The only. No, you show me one report. You show me one report. Deepika, show me one report which says that she had this condition. Show me one report or don't lie. Who told you? Who gave you this theory? Confess on live television.
She herself told in Twitter. She herself told in Twitter that she was not keeping well. She was telling friends that she was not keeping well. And I appreciate Arnab Goswami for not using the word murder and only using the word death.
Listen, Rahul Ishwar, don't overstate facts and lie. Deepika is on the debate. Deepika is on the debate, but
for women and WCD ministry. I really have a question today to you also and everyone. At that time, why did the National Commission for Women not take up this case? This was a case where the accused or the suspect was such a high-profile man.
How is this relevant? How is this relevant?
I have always had this
How is this relevant?
Why haven't we seen the women commissions playing an active role in this case?
How is it relevant? Because you have no argument today? Because you represent the media trial lobby? Because you, Deepika, because you and people like you have been exposed today, and it is because people like you have gone on and on about this media trial lobby. You've been slinging mud onto us, and you have no answer today. Today you are burying your head like an ostrich. I have a document with the signature of the Deputy Commissioner of Police
in double gang rape case. Let's discuss.
I am asking you, where are you now? Where are you in the you answer this case? You answer the Sunanda Pushkar case. You answer on the Sunanda Pushkar case. Will you answer? Will you answer? Shashi, 1 minute. Shazia is on the debate with you. She has a fitting reply to you. But I'm asking you, will you answer on this case? Apologize for this. Apologize, Deepika. I'm telling you, apologize today. You apologize today for slinging mud on us by talking about a media trial.
You apologize for
You apologize today. I am not convinced on those cases that you're speaking about. I am not convinced. I'm not convinced, and I'll tell you honestly, I'm free about my views. I'm an Indian citizen. I can be free on my views. I'm not convinced about Arushi. I'm not convinced about the Arushi case.
You're with those people who are covering up.
And it's my view. And the CBI may investigate the Arushi case again. They may be right. Somebody else may be wrong. You want to outshut us on it. It's not going to happen. Shazia. No, you
said it's your legitimate
right to ask. The fact of the matter is there was a false theory bandied around about autoimmune disease, about lupus, about too much of coconut water. But the odds are just not matching up. It is in the interest of Mr. Tharoor and all those who believe in him and his innocence that he comes clean, he talks about it.
I don't believe
he has a maximum stake in this matter, as is evident.
I have never defended
but most importantly, if this is murder, which is what it seems like, imagine how sad it is that it took a media house and few journalists to pursue it, and everybody watched it while it was being covered up by false theories about lupus, autoimmune disease, coconut water, depression, domestic scuffles. We are talking about contusions. We're talking about a fight that actually happened. We're talking about scuffle marks.
Yes.
We're talking about a visceral sample. We're talking about traces of poison. Is that not important?
Shazia.
Is it not? Would it not be fitting? Nalin Kohli, Nalin.
Mr. Goswami.
Nalin.
See, Mr. Goswami.
Nalin and Sundar.
See, Mr. Goswami, I want to make 3 points. One is, it is up to the media to decide
I have one simple question to
I don't think one can determine you should pick this or pick that. The second part is, just a moment, sir. The second part is, the fundamental thing should not be lost. This is the death of a lady. Let's focus on that. The truth
murder
is
of
in everyone's interest.
Nalin, the murder.
Let me for now say, if Dr. Shashi Tharoor is innocent and people believe so, then all the more reason that the truth should come out to absolve that issue completely. But in manners of digressing, when you say that this is a media trial, because there are unexplained questions. On the other hand, if you say, why was the Women's Commission not doing there? All of them point to this, that why digress from the fundamental, that Sunanda Pushkar died. There are questions in that death. Unfortunately, 3 years down the line, the investigation hasn't closed onto something specific.
Sir.
Every time that there seems to be a quietus, a new element comes in that's disturbing and disquieting.
And what is therefore, I want to put one question before Sundar asks you a counter
Sir,
question.
there is no new element here.
Sundar, before
Mr.
you
Nalin,
ask a counter to Nalin, before you ask a counter to Nalin, I want to place one thing clearly before the viewers today. There are two options. And I'm saying this clearly. No. 1 second. 1 minute, just 1 minute, just 1 minute. Sundar, allow me to complete my point right now. When I finish, you can speak. When I finish, you can speak, Sundar. When I finish, you can speak, Sundar. Sundar, wait. Sundar, wait. Sundar, when I finish, you can speak.
Allow me to speak.
I will allow you when I finish making a very important point, which I'm making to the viewers right now. And my point is extremely simple. Rahul Ishwar, see. We've done enough work, and those who've known what Prema does and the way I work, legal cases, defamation cases, XYZ, threats, intimidation, inside office, outside office, attacks on my reporters, terrible things, misogynistic things like in Thiruvananthapuram when Nirmanand Bardwaj went, some of his goons, Shashi Tharoor's goons were putting leaves on her head, this kind of sexist, crude behavior. See, that is water of a duck's back, Shazia. You've been a journalist today, it doesn't matter to us. But I say today that I think it would be more appropriate. I would say, Sundar, do not interrupt me now. Do not interrupt me now, Sundar. You are not. I have followed the case, so allow me to complete my point, and then you speak. I'm making a point to you. And I'm asking our viewers today, that viewers, I present you two options. I can take all the threats, intimidation, legal cases, whatever. It's a person's individual right. It's my right to fight them back. That's all right. But I am asking today that if it is also my right to ask for an interview. What would be more appropriate today? That should Prema and I sit with Mr. Shashi Tharoor, tell me, or even, I say no media trial, media interaction. Prema and I sit with Mr. Shashi Tharoor and do a real interview. Viewers, the hashtag is Sunanda Murder Report. You use the hashtag, you can tell Mr. Shashi Tharoor what you think, you can tell us. Tag Republic, tag him, tell us what you think. I put this matter in the public domain. Should we get an interview with him? Viewers, what do you think? I think that is all we seek. No media trial. Then I will also ask today. I will ask about the fingerprints. I will ask about the 5 fingerprints on the right-hand side table of the bed. This is my letter. Viewers, you tell me. Do I have a right to an interview? Tell me. Do I not, Sundar? And the hashtag is yours, viewers, you tell me. I am ready for an interview anytime.
Investigate the matter further. Who was the high-profile minister who came in the way and who told them to cover up the case? You have to first catch hold of that guy. He will be the first person to give you all the information.
I am telling you, Mr. Ghulam Nabi Azad, listen, Mr. Ghulam Nabi Azad was health minister. He should also give me an interview.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I am saying it clearly.
So the statement was given in the month of July 2014.
I am saying, you call it media trial. I am saying Prema, Ghulam Nabi Azad was health minister. He has my phone number. He can call me right now and say, I'll give you an interview on it. Should Ghulam Nabi Azad give an interview? Then should Shashi Tharoor give an interview? Simple question. Viewers, what do you think? Use the hashtag and tell us what you think. I'll read out some of the responses on air live right now. Prema. That would be better. Don't keep going on about media trial.
I
think that's a fair point.
Vikram Singh, what do you think? What should we get an opportunity for a one-to-one interaction here? Ask the questions.
Obviously, Arnab, the very fact that you want a one-to-one and give ample opportunity and a platform for him to explain, I think you are being very fair. But the fact remains that he has so much to conceal, and as on the fact of the incontrovertible evidence that you and Premaji have produced, I don't think he has it in him to come directly and answer all the questions that he raised by the respected panelist and by you and by Premaji. There are important questions. The Narayan's testimony, the attempt to influence Dr. Gupta and manipulate the post-mortem report, the injury on the person of Sunanda. What about the anti-mortem injuries? The fact remains that anti-mortem injuries have not been resolved. The fact in respect of a laptop and a mobile phone, the important evidence was compromised. Who is responsible? Arnab, a fresh case needs to be registered.
I agree.
On the compromise of the evidence in this important case. Why was the evidence compromised?
No, I respect it. No, Rajshekaran. Shazia is on it. I agree with you. Shazia, I agree with you. Shashi Tharoor has a right to silence.
Arnab, I want to
but he also has a right to speak. I can say I would request him to exercise his right to speak. I respect his right to silence, but I would exercise his right to speak in a one-to-one interaction.
I would like
in a one-to-one interaction. One-to-one, televised live interaction.
When the investigation gets compromised and motivated, it is the duty for media to step up and ask questions that need to be asked.
Perception.
That is not just a moral duty, but the sole duty of every journalist. So it is not about a media trial.
Sundar Ishkaran.
Let us not lose.
Sundar and
If I
Ishkaran.
could speak here now. Arnab.
Yeah, go on.
Arnab.
Let us not lose. One simple question, Shazia. What was your government doing when you have so much respect for the women? What was your government doing from May 2014 to 2016 when this Basi was a commissioner? I won't ask you that.
Who died in very shabby, shoddy, suspicious circumstances, sir. It's not about politics.
Yeah, but what was your government doing?
Bigger than that.
You have in fact promoted Mr. Basi to take care of the UPSC.
It is not about government. Again,
Why did you not question Dr. Sudhir Gupta, who has come out very openly and said he was pressurized?
I'm saying, viewers, I'm saying, I am saying today, once again, Nalin Kohli, I'm also saying today. Nalin Kohli, I'm also saying today.
The gentleman, no, 1 minute, hold on.
Yeah.
I want to come in straight on this, Mr. Goswami. The third time the gentleman has said about Mr. Basi. Let me say it as blunt as that. By that standard, Mr. Rahul Gandhi and Ms. Sonia Gandhi should not be in politics at all. Because under them, the greatest scams took place. The interference should not take place in the investigation. You are making an assumption. Show me something there. Here is a report that's come in. If there is an involvement in terms of it in the report, it's coming from whether it's forensics, whether the police. Where is it? Are you straight away saying Mr. Goswami 2 minutes ago is pointing to a political aspect? In that you are dragging in the bureaucracy. If you want to make an allegation, then why are you not keeping it on the political structure?
Absolutely. Well, we have sent the letter. Viewers, I will let you know if and when I get an acceptance of my interview request. Till then, viewers, nothing will stop us from following this investigation. The nation has a right to know. See you on the other side at 10.